Aruzhan Yerkebulankyzy, but many people can't pronounce it, so people call me Aru. I'm 16. I'm from Kazakhstan, specifically from a city called Özkemen, which is in the east of the country. And I have all different kinds of interests and hobbies, but more primarily, I'm interested in space, engineering, and international relations. The program is called FLEX, Future Leaders Exchange. I knew about it since I was in elementary school, and I applied there in 10th grade, my sophomore year of high school, and I got it on my first try, and here I am. I will be here until May 22nd, 2025. Back home, we eat a lot of meat, all different types of meat. Particularly there's one dish called bish barmak, which is a meat dish with dough. Then I miss plov, which is a rice dish, and I miss our traditional milk tea. Here in America, I tried new types of pizzas, new types of like burgers, sandwiches, and I like the variety of different snacks. Back at home, especially for me, there was a lot of focus on my academics and my cultural development and connection to my roots, to my traditions and customs. We made a lot of emphasis on our native language, so we would read a lot of Kazakh literature, and I had a really deep connection with my grandparents and my relatives back home. Talking about my likes in America is the variety of food and in general of things I could buy. Like I can walk into Kroger or Walmart and buy any type of ice cream or cookie or whatever I need or want. That's freedom of choice and I like it. Then I like being, how do I put it in a non-selfish way? I like being different in a sense that when people ask me about something, it is an opportunity for me to share about where I'm from and my culture and my worldview, and I love the reactions of people when they're like, wow, is this true? And like, if I made an impact on at least a couple of people here by sharing my story, that's what matters, and those moments, I like them. I think it's particularly about being an exchange student, not just in general being in America, but still. Then I like traveling in the US. So far I have been to some places in Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Iowa, New York City, Washington DC. I'm definitely missing something, but I've been to so many different places, and traveling in America is very convenient, very easy, and I love exploring new places, so I like that. I like the different holidays in America because it was an opportunity for me to learn about American culture and the way you celebrate things here. One of my best memories about American holidays is going to Iowa for Thanksgiving because that's where my host dad's family is from. I got to see a totally different state, different people. They have their own customs, own way of living, like own dishes. It was interesting. And I like the freedom of self-expression. I can wear whatever I want to school as long as it's within the dress code. I can do my makeup, wear whatever jewelry I want, and just, yeah, self-expression is what I like. Talking about dislikes, there's not much that I can think of, but I would say sometimes food feels too processed and unnatural. and there have been some times where I just couldn't eat something because it was so processed. Um, and the other thing that was a that I didn't like is that reliance on cars, as I mentioned earlier. Since I can't get a driver's license because I'm not a citizen or a green card holder, I'm just a visa holder. I can't get a license or a car, so I have to rely on other people to get to places. But other than that, I can't think of any major dislikes. I try to not put too many expectations because I am a firm believer in that having expectations kind of ruins the experience. And since I've never been to America, I feel like I didn't have the full right to have some kind of expectation. But my image in my head about America, I did have something in mind from the TV shows and movies I've watched, particularly Mean Girls and Legally Blonde and Euphoria. I watched those, and that was kind of the image I had of an American high school. But I did keep in mind that not all places are the same, and it will be different. There will be things that will surprise me, and it did came true. But in general, from those TV shows, I'd say the majority of it is kind of true, that you have all these different archetypes of people, these types of friend groups, those stereotypes about like the most famous football player and the queen of the school. It's partly true, but not all of it. And I would say in real life, I think especially after COVID, more people became like more immersed in the virtual world rather than like real life interaction. But yeah, that's the only thing that didn't really meet my expectation. And the other thing is, I thought at the beginning more people would be interested in me and my culture, but it only didn't come true. I think most because it was my fault. I should have been more outgoing and more initiative, but I really don't know if it's a me issue or not a me issue, but still that was something that felt like it didn't meet my expectations. Yeah. Like anywhere else, there were ups and downs, but whatever was the moment, I always remembered our flex motto, which is not better, not worse, just different. And while there were many reasons to feel down throughout these 7 months that have passed, I always found support from my host family and my teachers here and from the school administration, which I'm very thankful to. And because of the people who support me and understand me and try to make my exchange experience as best as possible, my overall experience, I would rate a, I don't want to give a number. It's